Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be all about my current settings that I rock in Season 10. I'm going to cover my custom binds as well as my elite settings. Also, one thing to note is that this is for non-claw players. First off, if you don't play claw, then paddles are highly recommended. So you can either get, a strike pack for like 20 or 30 bucks, or you can get an elite controller or a scuff controller. All of these, I think, give you 4 paddles so that you can aim and look around while you press the ABXY functions, basically. So yeah, if you didn't know, I use an elite controller. So let's get right into this. So first off, I don't want to go over this. So I play on the Xbox One X, and apparently with this, you get a setting called motion blur, and you can turn this off or on. In my opinion, you can see better with it off, so I would just keep that off. None of that's changed. So controller sensitivity. So this one, I just came back from my break, and things felt a little slow, so I upped it to 0.75. So literally just a 0.05 increase, and this worked perfectly for me. Like, I can hit mad flicks with this. Now, my targeting and controller scope, this stuff I believe was on 0.3 before. Again, I upped it just a little bit. My building sensitivity used to be on 2.0, and the reason I did that was basically I wanted to be able to spin around in a box as fast as possible and like build a box around me as soon as I got shot. So I was like max build sensitivity. But upon doing that, I realized that my actual builds, like 90s and all that kind of stuff, using cones and whatnot, that stuff was kind of slacking in the sense that I would overbuild or shoot a build or something like that. So I lowered it just by 0.05, and literally this is the perfect build sensitivity for me. Edit mode sensitivity, I played around with a ton. Like, I moved this thing all over the place, and 1.7 is finally just what I settled with. Invert view and all this stuff is unchanged. I also just saw this option literally just a few minutes ago. Show FPS. So now I do that. As you can see, top right, got that sweet console 60 FPS, and yeah, there we go. Okay. That's literally perfect. We might be getting a PC though, so stay tuned for that. I am so excited for that. That is on, obviously. Okay, so here's the juicy stuff, right? Sprint by default has to be on. The reason is because it frees up your left thumbstick, allowing you to use another button, or like map another button, like another function, to a button that you don't have to take your right thumb off your right thumbstick. Sprint cancels reloading, I have that off. Tap to search, interact, definitely on. You don't need to hold that. I would definitely just tap it. Hold to swap pickup. That sounds useless to me. Toggle targeting off. Reset build choice. This is something I would definitely recommend on. If you struggle with like building fast upon being shot, what this will do is always pull out your wall, I do believe. Aim assist. You already know we're out here L2 spamming, so we are definitely going to have aim assist on. Okay, edit mode, aim assist. Turn that off. Never turn that on. That is literally the devil's option right there. Turbo building. Absolutely on. This is a necessity if you're starting out. Definitely have turbo building on. What this does is basically speed up how fast your builds are actually placing. Turbo delete in creative mode. I mean, I have that on. I use that in creative mode, so I would keep that on. Controller auto run. Yeah, this is like the sprint by default wannabe option, so I would turn this off. Auto open doors. This is one that I did change recently. Definitely turn this on. The reason is because there's actually like a glitch. I don't even know if they fixed it yet, but there was a glitch where you would do like the 3-corner edit. Like, I'll show you. Like this one, and for some reason some people would have this exact, just like this, they had this preset, and they would click it, and instead of doing what it just did there, it would only do this. It would build this, and literally they have that selected. So the reason I turn that on is because, let's say like I'm in a box fight, right, and then I have to quickly edit out, and so I just go for that. If I accidentally build a door, then my boy's just going straight through the door, right? I don't have to sit there like, hugging the door, like, why am I not going through? Oh yeah, I edited a door instead of, a little triangle. So for me, I edit that. My character still immediately walks through without me having to press any buttons. And so that is why that is a really good setting. Auto pick up weapons. If you have this on, you're a noob. Auto sort consumables to the right. This is really nice. Definitely turn that on. Builder Pro, build immediately. Absolutely. So what this does is there's basically no preset. It basically makes it to where you click the button and it places. Controller edit hold time. This does not apply to me because I have the edit function mapped to its own separate button. Vibration. I'm one of those rare people that love vibration. I've been doing it since Halo CE. Feels more realistic to me, or at least it did in Halo. Now when it comes to this game, I guess it feels more realistic when you shoot the guns and whatnot, but really for me it's like when I'm placing builds, I can know when my controller actually places the build, versus maybe I'm doing weird, sway stuff, and I'm just hoping that it built, but in reality it didn't. And so with vibration off, I would never have known that. Replays, I have this on. off on, and contextual tips, I guess that's on. Brightness, a lot of you guys ask me like how my stuff looks so good, like how the brightness looks. It's literally just the Xbox One X. Like, my brightness calibration has not changed at all. It's the original Xbox to the Xbox One X. This game looks phenomenal on the X. Music and all this stuff, none of this has changed at all. None of this has changed at all. And then again, the juicy stuff. I've made slight changes since last time, but if you don't know, the best like layout in my opinion is to have, like I said, remember we put that sprint by default option on at the beginning of the video. I would use reload/interact in the left thumbstick. Not really for the reload aspect, but you might as well, since your interact and reload are kind of tied to the same thing. It's usually on X, I do believe, but I moved it over here to the left thumbstick. Now the other thing I changed is because we did that, we freed up the X button, so now we can place edit on its own button, which nullifies that option for like having to hold down edit to start it. You don't want that. You want edit on its own button. Switch mode/edit, change that to just switch mode. And then crouch, I changed this. I think it's on crouch/repair usually. I think that might be in a different one. I don't know. I would change this to just crouch, whatever it is here, and then change this option over here to repair. I might have changed something else in here. I'm not too sure what the default is, but I know that repair, I changed that because I didn't really need to like use it over here. The main reason was I wanted to change something else. Now when we go to build controls, again, repair, where am I? There we go. Repair is right here. Now this is the main reason why I changed over here the reload interact option to what it is there on the left thumbstick. So I changed it so that I can put trap picker, place, and interact on there. This means that I can not only pull out my traps with my left thumbstick, but I can also place them with my left thumbstick. And I can interact with anything, doors, picking up items, all that stuff on the left thumbstick, right? It's interact. So what all that means is like, if I'm trying to pick up things, I don't have to look like a bot on controller and go like this and like I'm trying to pick up things so I can't look around. No, your boy can look all around whenever he grabs things. It's amazing. Love it because you can flick around and very easily grab things. Like if you're running from the storm, it's useful, man. Like not trying to have to sit there and go like this. Now when it comes to traps, like I said, I can pull it out with my left thumbstick and I can place. Like I can literally spin around, boom, like you're dead. Okay, so before I think this option would be on X, and so again you'd be sitting here X, like it's just not efficient at all. And then the reason that I changed this to repair is because this used to be this option, which was like change material / trap, and so I changed that to my right thumbstick. I got rid of crouch and build mode because you don't need it in build mode in my opinion. I also got rid of the option rotate. There is not one time in combat where I think, let me rotate my stair. Like it just never do I ever think that. So I completely got rid of my rotate button and just again I threw repair over here. And so if I need to repair, if I'm in my 1x1, I can very safely move one of my thumbs off one of my thumbsticks and press my D-pad here, right? And so that's a safe thing to do. However, when it comes to changing materials and traps, that's like a combat thing. That's a combat situation, if you ask me. So in my opinion, you should have that on your right thumbstick, because in doing so, I can look around entirely and I'm changing materials right now. When I have my traps out, I do the same thing. I press that same right thumbstick and it switches my traps. I only have the actual trap piece right now, spike trap. If I had more things, then I could actually rotate through them. And so it's perfect. Like whenever you're putting jump pads down, it's literally boom, I can rotate from my trap to my other thing and place it, and I'm flying. It's just all benefits, man. It's just complete W's. Complete W's. Okay. Edit controls. First out, let me go over my actual binds here. The only thing that's changed is that I have confirm also on X. So this is known as like a single button edit. Basically, I hit X to edit, I select with RT, and I hit X again to confirm. Right, so it's pretty fast, right? I'm not even gonna lie, it's pretty fast. Like, see here, the X is edit and the X is also confirm. If you change those two binds to different buttons, then you can technically have it even faster. It's known as double edit binds. I've played around with like different binds to try to get them on different things, but to me, this is just the most comfortable, and I don't see my edits as really restricting. Also, I forgot to say that my reset is still on right thumbstick. It's a little annoying, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I've played around with like our LT for reset and all that stuff, but honestly, this has just become so second nature to me that I don't feel like changing it, and it's really not that bad. And then over here we do have a new setting, dead zones. I use 0.05 on the right and 0.2 on the left. The 0.05 makes you have insane flicks. It's so accurate. I absolutely love it. And then when it comes to the left side, it's just your left thumbstick. And to me, like, you don't really need really fast movements on the left side, so I would just keep that at 0.2. Alright guys, so real quickly I want to go over my Elite settings. So in the Elite tab, you can go to Device Accessories, and you can see your Elite controller. So before I do anything right now, if you take a look at your right thumbstick, I have the extended, like the longest one, the longest thumbstick option on my right thumbstick. You can't see it in this photo, but it's on my actual controller. And I do that because it allows me to be more precise with like medium movements and really just all movements in general. Like I have more range of motion to kind of depict where I'm aiming. So that's why I use an extended right thumbstick. Now, if we go into configure, you can even see like how this is all set up. I use profile 1. So as you can see, my two triggers on the top are RT and LT, and they're set to 0, 1. So as soon as I tap, like you can have this all the way up here, right? And so if I were to have this, I'll just move it for you guys. So like you can see that little movement, like that's where, like the harder I press it, the further down the circle it'll go. So you can see it kind of go up there like that. So by having this set to 1, I'm basically making 1 the max. So literally any small press is going to activate my LT function. I use default on the right and aggressive on the left. So this stuff is really just preference. Like it really, I don't know, someone recommended this to me and it worked, so I just stuck with it, but it really doesn't affect your gameplay that much, so I wouldn't really worry about it too much. We go into the mappings here, so it's a little confusing the way I have it set up here, and I'll actually change it for you guys. So if you do have an Elite controller, if you want to change this, if let's say I want to do my upper right paddle, which I actually don't use, I only use 3 paddles if you didn't know that. So if I want to change my upper right paddle, I'm going to map this to Y. There you go. So now we can correctly go over this. I use, if you look at the bottom of the controller, I use the X, B, and A. I do not use the Y. I've tried it. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. I think that I like just 3 paddles better because I can grip my controller and aim properly. But I do use 3 paddles. So B, I use to pull out my builds. X, I use to edit. And A, I use to jump. So I can do all of that without moving my right thumb off my thumbstick. My Y button is literally just for pickaxe, so for me it's not that big of a deal to pull out the pickaxe. Hopefully that was satisfactory for you guys. I went over literally every single option of my settings. I don't want to make this video any longer, so I'm going to go ahead and stop talking. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.